Hello everyone, my name is Keaton Walsh, and this is my demo reel, a compilation of some of my best works from the past 2 years. So please, sit back and enjoy.
Public official, my job was not to just say I love Arizona.
Your job is to rebuild, re-inhabit, and return Earth to its former civilized world. Sketch Studio is a spin-off TV network based on Cartoon Network, which I wanted to reflect in the logo and its similarity to the classic Cartoon Network black and white logo. The first piece is a simple network ident, while the second is a seasonal version for Halloween. What made this piece my favorite to work on was how natural the creative process came to me. It was a wonderful sense of satisfaction that told me that this is really what I want to be doing with my life. Zombie Storm is a punk rock festival of my design, with this animation being a promo by showing off the aesthetic of the festival. One of the challenges that I faced with this piece was figuring out how to draw and animate a zombie, especially one walking from behind. All in all though, this piece really felt like a pleasure piece and I really enjoyed being able to work on it. This is an opening for a podcast that I enjoy called The Adventure Zone. One major component that I tried to implement throughout this piece was the wave principle, which you can see in the cape, the initial pulling of the map, and these vines behind the sand dune. I really try to utilize the drag and overlap methods with the vine to bring that feeling of weight to them as they move through the sand dunes. I did this by delaying the movement of the tip of the vine, causing it to have this dragging effect as it moves through the sky. My Get Moving piece, while the illustrative elements were something I struggled with, really highlights my usage of a walk cycle. I used a basic 3-step cycle that I've gone on to utilize in many of my other pieces. The 3-step walk cycle consists of 3 separate keyframes, one with the foot at the back, one at the top of the movement, and the last keyframe at the front. Hunting Cryptids was part of a 3-step project where I designed a field guide, a website, and a correlating app on cryptids, which are creatures or animals that have been claimed to exist, but have never been proven to exist. The most notable two being the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. This here is the character page for Bigfoot, which I created in Adobe XD, a program that I had never used before. However, I found it very intuitive and was able to create interactive elements and a clearly navigable website and app. This PSA was a simple talking piece about the different types of testosterone in relation to hormone replacement therapy, which I originally started as a research project for myself into the different types and the effects of testosterone as a trans man. I then decided to take the topic and put it into an official looking PSA complete with idle animations. In this piece, I used masks and expressions in Adobe After Effects to get a subtle but dynamic animation. Next in our lineup are my 3D modeling pieces. I really wanted to show off the depths of my ability and how I am able to create more than just 2D animation pieces. Each piece came with its own challenges and learning opportunities as I navigated the world of Cinema 4D. However, I am now fully in love with Cinema 4D and how fun it can be to model something as simple as a sugar skull or as complex as an apartment or little bugs. Moving away from my 3D works, we come back to typography. I've always prided myself on timing when it comes to motion design, and this piece really allowed me to indulge in that. This interchange of dialogue between 2 robotic creatures provided the challenge of how do I give character and motion to robots that doesn't look robotic. I wanted to give each voice their own look and feel and make them easily recognizable throughout the piece. This was an informational biographical piece on Arizona's Governor Bruce Babbitt that I did for the NAU Special Collections. I used Adobe Character Animate to animate the facial features while the rest of the piece was fully hand-drawn. I really tried to experiment with a different illustrative style to give this a different look from my other slightly cleaner pieces. The Bruce Babbitt piece was not the only collaborative client work I've done. This Dale Cuentame opening was another piece in which I worked with the owner Rossi to design and animate a happy-go-lucky opening for her podcast featuring her mascot, the dog Dale. I again hand drew all of the elements and tried to focus on squish and stretch within the movements of the dog. I've never drawn or animated a dog before, so I found it not only challenging but also engaging to learn how their movements differ from that from a human. Project Home takes place in a very distant future in which human-alien hybrids decide to travel back to Earth and repopulate it with their much more sustainable technologies and lifestyles. This trailer and the plot itself focuses on one such hybrid named Q and his experiences exploring Earth. I really wanted to give each of my characters their own unique traits, walking cycles, and personalities. For the walk cycles, I used a plugin for Adobe After Effects called Do It Basil, and it honestly changed how I animate and rig characters. With this plugin, I found rigging and animating to actually be enjoyable and really gave life to that creative spark inside me. Speaking of creative spark, my final piece here is meant as a representation of my creative identity and my process as a creator, artist, and motion designer. While showcasing my love for color and texture, in the creation of this piece, I really wanted to use a hair-like texture to showcase the scraggliness, almost urgent nature of the cat, while also referencing how important my own hair is to me when it comes to my own personal identity. Being able to use color to express myself has always been a big part of who I am, as evident by the ever-changing color palettes showcased within this demo reel. I've been so proud of all the work I've done and how much my skills have grown throughout the years, and I really feel like this demo reel encapsulates this growth. I've learned so much and can't wait to continue to grow my skill, learn new programs, and experience new challenges throughout my career.